Hi everyone, my name is Praveen Mali and welcome back to Github channel. Connect us on Twitter and LinkedIn platform. Let's understand what is role-based access control. Here is the official definition. Role-based access control objects determine whether a user is allowed to perform a given action within a project or not. Somewhat complicated, right? Let's make it simple. Look at the diagram and understand. Cluster admin can define various access levels such as rules and cluster roles for users and groups with the help of RBAC or OpenShift and its all projects. Basically, RBAC defines what is accessible and how. Let me clear that authentication and authorization both are different. In previous videos, we have learned about authentication and different IDPs. On top of the video, you can see the authentication video series link. Please watch those videos for more information. Important note here, role-based access control falls in authorization part. First understand some authorization control objects here. Here we can see three objects. First object is rules. Rules is the set of permitted actions. Such actions are get, list, create, update, delete collections or watch. Second object is roles. Roles is a collection of rules which can bind with users and groups of multiple roles. Third object is binding. Binding is association between users and or groups with a role. There are two levels of RBAC roles and binding that control authorization. First one is a cluster RBAC, where roles and bindings that are applicable across all projects. Cluster roles exist cluster-wide, and cluster role bindings can reference only cluster roles. Second is local RBAC, where roles and bindings that are scoped to a given project, while local roles exist only in single project. Local role bindings can reference both cluster and local roles. OpenShift container platform includes a set of default cluster roles that you can bind to users and groups cluster-wide or locally. You can manually modify the default cluster roles if required. Let's check the default cluster role one by one. First one is admin. It's more like a project manager. If used in local binding, an admin has the rights to view any resource in the project and modify any resource in the project except quota. Second is basic user. With this role, a user can get basic information about projects and users. Third is a cluster admin, a super user that can perform any action in any project. When bound to a user with a local binding, they have full control over quota and every action on every resource in the single project. Fourth is a cluster status. With this role, a user can get a basic cluster status information. Fifth is edit. With this role, a user can modify most objects in the project but does not have the power to view or modify roles or bindings. Sixth is a self-provision. With this role, a user can create their own projects. Last one is view, where a user who cannot make any modifications but can see most objects in the project. Now let's see some commands to manage RBAC. Cluster administrators can use the OCADM policy command to both add and remove cluster roles and namespace roles. Let us see how to add a cluster role to users with syntax and example. Here we are using command OCADM policy with subcommand add cluster role to user and providing cluster role and username. Here in example, you can see that with the command, we are assigning cluster admin role to Github user. To remove a cluster role from a user, use the remove cluster role from user subcommand. Here in example, you can see that with the subcommand remove cluster role from user, we are removing cluster admin role from Github user. There is one more useful command, OCADM policy who can, which determines if a user can execute an action on resource. Let me know the examples of this command in the comment section. Now you know the basics of RBAC. Try it on the system and secure your environment. To learn more about the latest technical stuff, click on the subscribe button. To get newly uploaded video notification, click on the bell icon. You can share your thoughts in the comment box and let me know on which topic you need the next video. Till then, have a great day ahead and see you in the next video.